Hello Figgy Fiends and Collectors, this is me, Daniel East 1000, back again with another Star Wars The Black Series figure review. Today we're going to be having a look at one that is commemorating the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back, a commemoration that Hasbro has really been chucking down our throats as of late, and I'll stop myself from going on a tangent about that. But this one is a somewhat welcome one, and is at least a new figure. It is none other than the very chunky Imperial probe droid. First and foremost, however, we're going to take a quick look at the packaging, then the figure itself. So first and foremost, the one thing that differentiates this packaging from any other Black Series figure packaging is of course the size of it. This is big figure number 3, or D3. If you know, you know. And like me, just because it is a bigger figure, it needs a bigger packaging to carry it. So aside from that difference, you've also got the Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back logo at the bottom there, just because it's obviously commemorating the anniversary, which is also stated at the top here. But they've kind of put a bit of a trim around the edging as to where the figure sits, just to accentuate it a bit more, and I think it gives it a bit more of a retro vibe, which is a nice little touch, given that they probably wouldn't be able to put it on a vintage card. But everything else really is a standard affair. You've got a picture by Gregory Titus there of the probe droid. You've got Star Wars The Black Series at the top. On the side, name of the figure. On the other side, the number that the figure is. And on the back, you've got a little bio, which I will include in the description below, as well as another nice bit of artwork by Gregory Titus there, Star Wars The Black Series, the number of the figure, and a ton of legal garb, which is always lovely. As I always say in most of my Black Series figure reviews, if not all, is the thing that I really love about the packaging is just because you can open it up, take your figure out, and you can always restore it. So if you are a hoarder like me, it's always worth keeping the boxes. If not, you can bin it. It's your figure. Onto the figure itself. And I have to say, this guy is surprisingly really good. I was looking forward to getting this one anyway, just because it is something so different. But having it in hand now, I appreciate it so much more. They have put a great amount of work into it, and I kind of have to give kudos to Hasbro here, because dare I say it, it might be one of my favourites in the line. Just to give you a bit of a close-up on him, there's just a lot of cool stuff going on that we will go through in this review. But I'm just very impressed with it. I thought this was almost going to be a solid black piece, which at first glance it is. I mean, the main base of it is kind of a bit bland. It has a couple of accentuated paint apps with reds and scorch marking and chipping with the silver. But if you look on the top, I don't know how well the camera's going to pick that up, but they've kind of put a bit of either a brown wash or something on the top just to break down that black a little bit, as well as obviously the silver chipping. And the visors as well have a nice like shine to them. They do look like actual cameras, which is kind of creepy looking at this thing, given it has, you know, all them eyes. It's just very bug-like. And the legs as well are so spindly and creepy and weird. Just a really weird figure to look at, and I think that's why I like it so much, just because it is so different from the typical action figures that we get from Hasbro at the moment. They tend to be more human characters, and this one just completely deviates away from that. Really impressed with this guy, but I can't really put my finger on as to why, other than those little points that I've just raised. I just think it kind of surprised me in how much effort Hasbro put into it, particularly because these legs, they do actually have articulation. I'll go into it when I do articulation, but they could have almost remade them as static pieces and had this as a statue effectively, and it would have been fine as that. But they've actually gone through the effort to articulate things, you know, do the paint apps the way they have and include the eyes. And I even forgot to mention as well, it comes with this really cool display stand which has a snowy base. So if you do have the centerpiece loop and you did want to create a bit of a Hoth setup, this would really blend in well with that and really tie everything together a little bit. And you can take him off that display stand. You can take the actual flight stick and take it off the actual display base, and it just pegs in like so, and that just sticks into a little peg hole in the Pro Droid itself. But yeah, it's nice that they included that, and just gives it the illusion that it's hovering. And that's really it in terms of accessories, although I couldn't really think what other accessories they could really include with this. So that just really leads us into articulation. These little antennas move up and down. They both move together, so if you pull one up, the other one will come up as well. It has a swivel in the head, and all these legs have different bits of articulation, so I don't really know how I can really go through all the articulation on the arms of these, but we'll have a go. So the ones that look kind of familiar, so this kind of arm, there's two of those, if I just bring them out. They have a hinge there at the top, a hinge in the elbow, let's say, and a hinge in the hands. These ones have the same sort of articulations, the one in the middle. How are you going to be able to see that? This one and this one, they have swivels at the top, hinge, 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 and hinge in the arms as well. And then this small one at the back or front here, have I gone through that one? Yeah, this one. That's a swivel at the top, a hinge there, and a hinge there. So yeah, you can get this guy in some really hovery, kind of relaxed poses, or if you wanted him to pick something up off someone or hold a rebel at ransom, I don't know, you can do that. But for the most part, if you just want it to look how it appeared in the film, you'll just kind of have the arms laying loose down like that, as if it's hovering about. Now there is also an additional bit of articulation that I didn't really pick up on to begin with. I don't know what it is, I feel like it's either a blaster or something, but that rotates. I don't know, how are we going to be able to see that? So this piece here just rotates. I'm not sure why. Answer on a postcard with that one. If anyone has a probe droid cross section that they want to share any useless information with us all about, that'd be great. But that swivels as well, so that's the thing. And that's all the articulation on this guy. Yeah, it's pretty basic at first glance, but I think when you really get into this figure, there's a lot to look at and a lot to enjoy here. There's a sense of uneasiness when you have it on a shelf. So if that's what you're looking for in your collection, then this is an absolute must. I thought I was going to be split on the price of it just because it is roughly £30 or so. But for me, I think it's well worth it just to have a bit more variety in the collection. I'm happy to spend a little bit more if they do something different, and this definitely fits the bill. And that's really all I've got to say about this figure. Just such an odd looking thing. So let me know if you guys have picked this one up. What do you think of it? Are you planning on picking this guy up? Let me know in the comments below. And this is me, Daniel East 1000, signing out. Thank you very much for watching.